So let's move on from this topic, and I'd like to discuss the Diddy scenario once more. Of course, it features Cassie and Kim Porter, and I also learned some new information about TD Jakes. Now, speaking of Bishop Jakes, I've had a lot of hate mail in response to a video I posted a few days ago in which it was indicated to me and transmitted to you that TD Jakes was a power bottom. Swallowed up. Have you ever been eaten up? Have you ever had a difficult time swallowing because everything seemed so overwhelming? Overwhelming, so first of all, let me put everything in perspective. I'm not trying to sully the bishop's reputation. That isn't what I do, correct? At the end of the day, this man has been selling his own reputation for years, and it is finally coming to light. Let me break this down for you, okay? So I respect God. My mother was the evangelist. No, I am not overly religious, and I do not attend church every Sunday. No, that is not me. I have issues about certain aspects of religion, as do others, but I will say this, and you'll best pay attention in the comments regarding my mother telling you the truth, since my mother did not deal with TD Jakes or Kirk Franklin. She believed that two people were messing with God, and I don't care what you say in the comments. This platform, right here, believes in free expression, so say whatever you want. However, my mother had a problem with Benny Hinn, and she died shortly afterward. My mother seemed to distance herself from the church, preferring to fellowship alone. She would attend church at home, in the comfort and privacy of her own home. And that alone told me that, even though my mother was a devout woman, she was aware that many of these preachers, instructors, and ministers out here were not living and teaching what they genuinely believed on a daily basis. So if TD Jakes is gay, he should come out. There is nothing wrong with that. It's 2023, ready to become 2024. We just need to understand that not every man wants to be with a girl. Every girl does not wish to be with the man. They sometimes prefer to choose the same gender. It's all fine in the hood. But when you've been standing up there preaching and teaching for years and years and years, and you're not living by what you're teaching, you're basically taking your congregation to the ATM, because all you're asking for is their hard-earned money. It's simply so wrong. On top of that, you have the audacity and courage to discuss your relationship with Diddy. On top of that, your wife is pulling this **** yes. Anyway, a shout out to the church's first lady. I'm delighted she's walking again. Okay, now what I'd want to do is show you some clips. Two of these clips will discuss TD Jakes and how he approaches the church, while another will discuss the intricacies of Satanism in Hollywood. I want you guys to pay great attention to what the preacher says. Please pay special attention to this pastor.
Okay, y'all, so Marty here says that that's not true and that's not how they ask for offerings. So don't take my word for it. Let's listen to this pastor give his experience of visiting the Potter House.
Group to go and see TD, and the pastor encouraged us to go, was excited about it, and the arena was packed out, Niagara Falls, and he had the whole crowd worked up. Everybody's, speak to your neighbor. And after he kind of got the crowd worked up, he said, okay, now I need 1,000 people with $1,000 to come down to the front real quick. I want to pray for you.
Oh, all right.
I need 500 people with $500 to come down over here on this side. I want to pray for you.
Oh, okay.
100 people with $100. You can tell us going down. The less the opportunity, the less you have. And 50 people with $50 over here. I want to pray for you. And it stopped right there. And I'm here like, you got to pay to pray? 1,000 people with $1,000, that's $1 million for a prayer.
All right, y'all, so one of my supporters did just DM me about this photo that I posted. It's very interesting. I asked if it was okay if I shared it with you all as long as I kept them anonymous, and they said yeah, so let's get into it. Aside from Kurt, I haven't heard anything. However, I didn't want to post this because it puts my business out there. I experienced SCX abuse as a child. This year, I found strength in my walk to heal what SCX was, and it is to me now as an adult. I can't go too far into detail, but I do trust the source. I went to a retreat to get the healing I needed, and there were other ladies there as well. One in particular was so into sex trafficking. She mentioned pastors specifically being some of the most evil of the men she encountered. Joel, and this is all alleged, and TD to be more specific. She also stated that politicians, dads, and other public figures were some of the people she would encounter when being sold. If they are pictured together, more than likely they run in the same light. Some are just there, others engage. I don't recall Kirk being one to engage. I don't even recall her mentioning his name. But take with that what you will. I don't know, y'all, what do y'all think? That's very interesting stuff here. But I have heard some things, especially about Mr. Osteen. Listen, I'm not surprised by none of this stuff. It's just that, like I told y'all before in the previous videos, if I haven't heard it, I'm not gonna make it up. I'm not gonna just be sitting up here like, yeah, da 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 da. This was very insightful. I'm still doing my research, but I do believe that there is a connection, especially with everything that have been exposed about the Jakes family and the Shade Room. I'm not going to do a series on that because there was another creator on this app who did a very detailed series that was really, really good, and I advise you guys to check it out.
Satan's job is to bring the human being down to their most shameful and lowest state. And the Lord says, whoever agrees to this type of defilement of having urine on their body, being urinated on, having urine or feces put in your mouth. Some of these stars, the Lord says that yes, they have had to eat to get their deal. He says, whoever agrees to this in exchange for mere riches, he says, you humble your own skin and you bring baldness like shame on your own head. Because they're recording these things. These encounters are recorded on camera and then they're used as collateral to rule and control people later, to threaten them into compliance, into doing even worse things by saying, if you don't do it, your tape will be released to the media and everyone will see what you did. He says that those who are being initiated often do not know that the first act is being recorded. And then after that, it becomes impossible to refuse to perform other acts upon request. And I spoke in the previous video of how many men in the entertainment industry, this is movies, this is rappers, they make them wear dresses. Think of all these guys. Tom Hanks, he wore a dress. I think Jeff Bridges also, don't quote me on that, but definitely Brad Pitt wore a dress. Jamie Foxx wore a dress. Snoop Dogg wore a wig. Kevin Hart wore a dress, and Dave Chappelle said, you wear the dress. They humiliate them. Robin Williams wore a dress. Martin Lawrence wore a dress. And Tyler Perry, all that he is was built on dresses. So it is marketed as comedy, but God says that some of these men, their hearts got tired of the dress ritual. Some of these men only had to do it once. You have to go out in public wearing the dress. A lot of the rappers wear the dress, but some of them embrace the dress life. After a while, they become completely emasculated, and then they're out there in the latest pink floral by themselves. The Lord spoke of this thing spreading across West Africa, in Nigeria, the nation of Nigeria and other nations. He mentioned saying that men are starting to cross-dress as a way to get popularity and to get likes. But what people don't understand is that this is the blossoming, the blooming of the spirits, the big daddy demons that gatekeep these sins.
That's going to happen with Beyonce and all of these superstars and celebrities within the game, as you just heard. We discussed it briefly, but she had been talking about it for quite some time. So if you don't mind, check out her channel and see if you rock with it. Give her a follow if you do. Now I want to go ahead and get into this email because I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of things to do and some gifts to wrap, so let's go ahead and dig into this email. And it says here, what's up, man? So before we both go away for the holidays, I just wanted to bring this to your attention first off. TD Jakes' staff is trying to perform damage control. They've been approached by big news and Christian publications about him being gay and his potential malicious relationship with Diddy. The Bishop's team has refuted all charges and classified the rumors as unfounded. But Pastor blank TD Jakes claims he has established evidence sent to him from Diddy's gatherings, which includes images of the bishop being exposed in a compromising manner. Also, when Cassie turned in Kim Porter's burner phone and several USBs containing incriminating evidence against Diddy, it has been reported that Kim and Diddy discussed a settlement in exchange for Kim not discussing any details about him in her tell-all book. Blank and I have to protect that person informed me that the settlement totaled more over $150 million and included cash, properties, music royalties, and percentages from his commercial dealings and projects. Kim assured this person that no amount of money could stop her from exposing the truth. Kim admitted that she blames herself for what happened to other women who were raped and humiliated by Diddy before and after her. Kim stated that it was her goal to break the cycle of wickedness and use, and I'm paraphrasing, and she elected to proceed with the development of her book. Last but not least, many individuals who were close to Kim, particularly this person, believe it is weird that Kim Porter's family intended to hire a local pastor to eulogize Kim's funeral, but Bishop Jakes was called in at the last minute to do the eulogy. Was this a secret ritual? What did TD Jakes know about Kim's death? These are all questions that Kim's close family and friends are currently asking. While it is understood that it is customary for a pastor to deliver a eulogy at a funeral, it just seems odd, especially given Kim Porter's recent receipts, which revealed that she did not care for the bishop. Okay, so you just heard that, and before I go any further, I'd like to clarify that everything I just told you is all alleged. All supposed information, but at the end of the day, I believe my recommendation because this individual is a credible source in the entertainment industry. Now, I warned you before I received the email that I needed to block out a lot. I did not proceed any further. You noticed the warning signals on there. I was not going to take it there. The information is simply too clear, and I will not disclose it. I am just not. I'll just sit on it, right? I may need it later, but for the time being, I'm going to save that information. But what I'll say is that there's something deeper and darker connected to this whole situation that I'm simply not connecting right now. And I need to do my due diligence and investigation. Regarding the facts that I wasn't able to read to you all since it was so graphic. However, there is something evil going on here. Really? I was going to go further, but I'm going to leave it right here. Alright. I want you guys to drop down and let me know what you think about the information contained in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe until next time.